We've got some big, new, and exciting console hardware coming out real soon. But none of these companies dare step foot on that handheld market that Nintendo already has cornered. Kind of. Microsoft's coming dangerously close with the streaming services that it has. Most of it is Android only, and I bought an Android phone just to build this out. And I also have a bunch of other options if you decide that you want to try to build something similar for yourself. And I can honestly say, however you decide to do it, it is well worth it, provided you have a somewhat decent Wi-Fi connection wherever you intend to play. It doesn't even have to be that good, it just has to be decent, I swear.
This video is sponsored by Skillshare.
Butts. I can't quite get this to look cinematic, and I don't know what it is. It can't be the way that I shot it, because I'm a master filmmaker, so it must be the color grading. Hey, is that you, Mr. Disembodied Voice?
Yeah, you got it. You should check out Skillshare.
Skillshare? What's that? And where are you?
For less than $10 a month, you can learn a new skill or sharpen that one you're already working on. They have courses ranging from graphic design, animation, creative writing, marketing, music, and yes, even film and video. Like, for example, filmmaking from home with Penny Lane. And you can just try it for yourself and see how you like it. Right now, the first 1,000 people who click the link in the description below will get a free trial to Skillshare's premium membership. So go on over there and sharpen that skill you've been trying to learn. And you should probably start with some basic filmmaking.
Oh, shut up. I know what I'm doing. Butts. There's currently 2 different ways to stream Xbox games to your phone. There's Remote Play, which just allows you to take control of your Xbox console at home. And there's Cloud Gaming with Xbox Game Pass, formerly known as xCloud. Yeah, naming things has never been Microsoft's strong suit. This used to be a separate app, but now is integrated into the Game Pass app. It's still in beta, but has way more games available than it used to. Currently, cloud streaming only works on Android. Apple has some weird issues with game streaming services. Microsoft might be able to eventually circumvent this by allowing you to do the cloud gaming via the web browser on the iPhone, similar to how Google Stadia works on desktop. Remote Play works just fine on iPhone, but for now, if you want to do cloud streaming, you're going to need yourself an Android phone. And I didn't have one. I'm a dirty iPhone loser. So I decided to get a decent, cheap one off of Amazon. You don't need a great Android phone in order to stream games. All of the heavy lifting is being done via the cloud. So your old or budget phone would probably work just fine. I wanted to make sure I had at least a decent one. I still wanted it to be like stable and all that. I gotta make a video after all. So I decided to settle on the Google Pixel 3a XL. It seemed like the happy medium for me. And I got it refurbished for $280. And it's selling for $20 cheaper already. What's up with that? Come on. It also needed to be somewhat large in order to fit in the controllers that I planned on getting. This is the 2019 edition of a 2018 phone. This might not be the best phone to use to make the ultimate Xbox Switch. Maybe the Razer phone would be. But that's a lot of money, and this was relatively inexpensive and works great. It doesn't feel sluggish or anything. The only problem is that it fits weird inside the Jungle Cat case, but we'll talk about that later. The Xbox streaming apps only work with select Bluetooth controllers. There's a list of compatible ones on their website, but pretty much if it doesn't have an Xbox button on it, you're probably gonna need a new controller. So I bought several. If you don't wanna spend any money, you can just use your regular old Xbox One controller as long as it has Bluetooth. The very first controllers that came out did not have Bluetooth, but every one since, I guess, the first year that it came out has Bluetooth in it, so you should be fine. If you're going to use your Xbox One controller, just make sure that you're either far away from your Xbox One or you have it completely unplugged, because once you go to sync this, it's immediately going to turn on your Xbox, and everybody's been there before. It's a huge pain in the ass. You can either just prop your phone up on something, or you can purchase a clip, like this 8-bit do clip they sent me. 8-Bit Do likes me. No, none of these other people like me, so I bought their stuff, but 8-Bit Do likes me. This clip looks like some sort of bondage device. It fits all generation Xbox controllers, according to them. The B clip says 2020 plus on their website, so I'm guessing that's the clip for the Xbox Series X and S controllers. It's ever so slightly bigger. The clip is really confusing looking, so I had to consult the instructions, but it's actually pretty easy to set up and fits real snug. The top clamp has to be offset in order to hold the pixel, or else it would just press down on the volume buttons, but it works just fine like that. It plays really well like this. There should be no surprise here. You're using an actual Xbox controller, one of the best controllers ever made, so it should feel great. If you plan on taking this thing around, you might want to get yourself a case for your controller. There's plenty of cheap options out there. 8-Bit Do also came out with an Android-only version of their SN30 Pro. This one comes with the same sort of clip, but obviously smaller to fit this controller. If you've seen this channel before, you know that I'm a big fan of the SN30 Pro. I currently use it as my travel controller. So this is a great use case. However, it is really weird to see the Xbox branding on it, and it's really weird to play Halo with a controller like this. Not only is it Super Nintendo shaped, but the thumbsticks are PlayStation style. This controller's layout is great for 2D games, but not so much 3D. And it's made even weirder when you mount your phone to the controller. Since you have to hold the controller from the bottom to grip the thumbsticks correctly, the whole contraption gets a little top heavy. It's not the most comfortable, but I guess it's a necessary trade-off for portability. If you want a controller specifically for playing Game Pass games, this is a good option. Razer also makes some Android controllers made specifically for Game Pass streaming. These are a little more Nintendo-inspired and a little more premium because of it. Expensive. These are a little expensive. The Razer Kishi kind of feels like Hori's Split Pad Pro for the Switch, except, you know, for the phone. Its size is decently large, and it's got a plasticky feeling shell and even plasticky buttons. But this plasticky feel doesn't make it feel cheap. It's clearly well designed. From the way it opens up to the way it connects, it's not Bluetooth. It just connects directly to the phone's USB-C port, which is super simple. It fits most phones that are just around the size of a large Pixel or Galaxy Note. And it fits snug thanks to the rubber inserts and the rubber strap on the back. The phone's not going anywhere. Who knows how long that rubber strap will last after many uses. The thumbsticks are about the same size as an Xbox controller's thumbsticks, but have way more resistance. At least it feels that way to me. But overall, it feels pretty good. It's a bit ugly, and it's not exactly as comfortable as a split pad. The split pad had little nubby grips. But again, it's a good option for Xbox streaming. The Jungle Cat is the most premium feeling and the most Switch-like controller out of all of these that we have. It even comes with its own Joy-Con grip. It even has the same sort of thumbsticks that the Joy-Con has. I know what you're doing. You're typing out a comment. Will this thing have Joy-Con drift? I don't know, I just got the thing. Takes a while for issues like that to come about. So, I don't know. I hope not. But it's not exactly a Joy-Con thumbstick. It's not a Nintendo product, but I guess we'll have to see. The only downside is that it requires a case in order to be able to slot the Joy-Con. Let's call them what they are. Luckily, it comes with 3. One for the Note 9, the Galaxy S10 Plus, and the Razer Phone 2. You could also get a different version of the Jungle Cat that comes with a Huawei P30 Pro case instead of a Note 9 case. You might have noticed that I don't have any of those phones. I have a Google Pixel 3a XL. This is what you would call a very dumb purchase with almost no research. Luckily, it turns out it fits just fine in the Razer phone case. It fits better in the Note 9 case, but it pressed down on the volume button. I would have had to have made a small incision, which I still might do, but I didn't want to break it before the video was over. The Razer phone case has a bit of a gap on the sides, but it still fits snug. It's not going anywhere. It just makes unlocking the phone a bit of a pain in the ass, that's all. These two Joy-Con need to be connected via Bluetooth. Fortunately, it's very easy to set up. Unfortunately, each one has its own USB-C port for charging, and the device didn't come with a USB-C cable at all. I was kind of hoping for a USB-C splitter or something to charge both at the same time. Now I've got to plug them both into two separate USB-C chargers? Ew. Also, they have their own independent on-off switches. Fortunately, each controller has its own big fat indicator LED, so you'll never forget that you left it on by accident. Anyway, it's a great feeling controller. This is definitely the most premium setup you can have for Xbox game streaming. The Joy-Con-like thumbsticks feel really good. The position of the thumbsticks at the top of the device also makes it really comfortable to hold. It's a little weird getting down to some of the face buttons, but it's not game-breaking. Weirdly, it does not have an Xbox button, but simply tapping on the screen reveals one, so that's fine. I was kind of shocked by how easily all of these Bluetooth devices connected to the Android phone, even the standard Xbox controller. Usually pairing wireless devices is a huge pain in the ass, but it all worked out just great. Even in the Game Pass app, too. All of these devices span a wide range of price points. That's why I thought it was important to give you all of the options. The Jungle Cat and the Kishi cost the most, and they cost the same price at $100. I think they're both great options in their own right. The Kishi is great because it fits a wider range of phones, and it connects via USB-C and not Bluetooth.
Another positive is that the USB-C on the Kishi is just there for pass-through. The Kishi doesn't need to be charged.
The Jungle Cat is great because it's more comfortable, it's more premium feeling, it feels more like you're using a Switch. The downside is that it's only guaranteed to work with 4 different phones, and it requires 2 separate Bluetooth connections. So the Jungle Cat, I'd say, is pretty much only for Galaxy, Note, P30, and Razer phone owners, and the Kishi maybe is for everyone else. Just be careful you don't buy the iPhone version of the Kishi by accident. They look identical. The only difference is the Xbox version has the little Xbox button on it. As for how game streaming works, it works amazing. It feels like I'm playing the game on the actual phone. There's no noticeable latency to me at all. It was also insanely easy to set up. You just download the Game Pass app and that's really it. Ignore the game streaming app. That should honestly be removed from the Play Store. It's completely useless. It just directs you to the Game Pass app. You can even do this setup if you don't own an Xbox console at all. All you need is a Game Pass subscription and a compatible controller. No console required. I got Game Pass as a $1 upgrade to my Gold subscription. So in the future, instead of getting an Xbox Series X or S, I can see a lot of people just getting controllers for their Android phones and just paying for a Game Pass Ultimate subscription. Eventually, this will work for PC too, so people can just play these games on PC, regardless of how powerful your PC is. Of course, you need a pretty decent internet connection, but it only needs to be around a 10 megabit per second upload. These are the speeds I'm working with, so your mileage may vary. I'd say try to find yourself a free trial first before you dive headfirst into Xbox streaming. You want to make sure it's going to work in your setup before you spend any money.
I was even able to get cloud streaming to work through a Wi-Fi hotspot using my normal phone. It definitely could have looked better, but I was working off of 2 to 3 bars here. Unfortunately, I couldn't get remote play to work at all.
The hardest thing to set up for this whole video was remote streaming. It took me so long to figure out that I was using the Xbox app and not the Xbox beta app. The beta app is required for remote streaming. It would have been nice if it said that in the console or on the other app when I hit play a billion times. But once I figured that out, it was very easy to set up. And it worked awesome. I could see this being a viable option for getting some Warzone in with the boys when I'm at my parents' house or something. Warzone is not on any streaming services, so this is the only way you can stream it. Hell, I could even use Discord while I'm playing on my phone. I noticed a slight difference between the two apps. Game Pass straight up gets choppy when the connection is bad, and the Remote Play app started to artifact when the quality dipped. I'd rather the artifacting so my gameplay doesn't get hindered. But, I mean, this is all a small price to pay for the convenience of portability and the miracle of low latency. My only gripe is that the sensitivity on both of these thumbsticks does not lend itself well to Warzone for me. I cannot aim for Sure, it would be fine with some single-player experiences, but I think if I'm ever going to actually use this setup for real, I'll have to just bring my Xbox controller with me as to not let the boys down. Another reason why this is better for Warzone with the boys, because you got the headphone jack right there. It would have been nice if this one acted as a USB-C to headphone adapter. Just put a headphone jack on it. That would have been awesome. So, I was blown away by a lot of things here. I was blown away by how easy all of these devices were to set up. I was very impressed with the streaming services and the little UX details, like how you can just resume the game where you left off after you closed the app or after you restarted the phone entirely. I was blown away by how great all of these devices feel and how easy they were to connect through Bluetooth. Wireless controllers are always a huge pain in the ass to set up, and these all took seconds. Pretty much all of these are viable options to set up your own Xbox Switch or to just get game streaming on your Android phone. And you don't need to get a Google Pixel 3a XL. You can get whatever Android phone you want, assuming that it meets the requirements of the Game Pass app. Let's not forget about that. Hopefully you can come out of this with some ideas for an Xbox Switch that works best for you. I think there's some really exciting technology here that we'll be seeing more and more people use, and we'll keep seeing more support from Microsoft, especially as they just keep gobbling up more and more developers for Game Pass. Whatever, man, that just makes my little contraption here more powerful. So what do you guys think about remote streaming or cloud gaming with Xbox Game Pass? Have you been interested in either of these streaming services at all? Do streaming services scare you because you're like, oh, I'm not actually playing the game on my device, there might be some latency? Of course, it's not the most ideal way to play the game, but it is really amazing technology when you sit down and actually try it for yourself. Hopefully you found something here that you might want to try for yourself. Let me know if any of this stuff interests you in the comments below. At me on Twitter and any and all this other social media garbage. I also know we have Amazon affiliate links to all of this stuff in the description below, and those links help support our channel. I thank you very much. Also, thank you to Skillshare for helping sponsor this video so we don't have to rely on YouTube, because it's very unreliable. Anyway, we got new videos here at least once a week, and we got streams over on twitch.tv/WolffDen. Speaking of Twitch, our podcast is back. We'll see you on Tuesday. There's a teaser over on the podcast channel. You should go watch that. But go slap a subscribe on the podcast channel. But if you want to help the channel, the most important thing that you can do is just subscribe. It's the easiest. Share this video with a friend who's maybe into Xbox. Maybe they're into portable gaming in general. Maybe this might interest them. Thank you very much. Have yourself a very good week.